Hello and welcome to the Messed Up to Setups podcast. I am comedian Michael Halcomb, and today I'm joined by comedian Carmiya Weinraub. If you missed part one, hopefully you didn't, go back and check that out. We're talking about Carmiya's journey into comedy and talk about a lot of things: comedy, religion, politics, and faith and interfaith comedy and all these things. But in this episode, we're dialing into joke. So Carmiya, good to have you back. And I'm looking forward to this. So the way this is going to go, we're just going to hear one of Carmiya's jokes and then we're going to talk about it. And then we'll make up some jokes on the spot as well.
Everything seems so messed up, but it's just a setup.
So, all right, Carmiya, tell us one of your jokes.
I took my kid's bike to get fixed the other day. And when the guy was done, I said, "What do I owe you?" And he looked at me, winked, and said, "Nothing." I left feeling pretty good, but then I wondered, am I attractive or is that always free? You can't go back in and ask, but I did. Excuse me, kind of awkward question. What is the normal charge for whatever it is thing that you did to my kid's bike? He looked around for his manager and then he whispered, "So now I know I'm $46 attractive. To celebrate, I bought these earrings because they were $46. And when my husband asked about them, I said they were free." That's my joke.
That's great. That's good. A bunch of nice tags there. Well done. All right. So I love that and fits your comedic persona really so well. All right. So tell us a little bit about where the joke or the idea of the joke originated. Like, what's the genesis of that joke?
Yeah. I took my kid's bike to get fixed. And when the guy was done, I said, "What do I owe you?" And he said nothing. Literally, he said nothing. And he did not wink at me, okay? But he made this face like he was doing me a favor, you know? I was like, well, okay, great. I don't know if I'm getting anything for free that I shouldn't be, but like, is he flirting with me? I didn't know. So I left. And then it was such a quick interaction and I had paid for a parking spot. And I was like, I got like 45 minutes left on this parking spot, which is, a couple bucks. I'm going to make use of those. I went around the corner and I bought a dress. And then I was like, I'm sure I've saved money actually, because I bought the dress and I probably there must have been some fee I saved, but I didn't know. So that's where the joke came from.
That, yeah. So in your mind, I mean, there's a chain of events there, but I can totally relate to the justifying of the expense because you saved on this one expense. Like my life in a nutshell. My wife always rips on me for that. So that's great. But the event when the guy gives you the discount or the free service, right? And you walk away in that moment as you're walking away, are you thinking like this is a joke? Are you thinking like that was an interesting exchange? There's probably something there. Where does that?
It was
So
the
you have
drive
the-
home. It was the drive. Yeah. I thought that's never happened to me before. I wonder if that's happened to other people. And then I really, really wondered, is it because I'm cute? Like, was he flirting with me or is it free? And the moment in the joke when I say you can't go back in and ask, I wasn't going to go back in and ask, but I made it happen in the joke because
right.
That's where the funny is. It'll just keep going, but I will never know. And I think more of us in the world are not classically attractive. Like we're not like whatever the 1% of like beauty supermodel, right? Most of us are not that. And so I figured other people were going to relate to this.
Yeah.
To wanting to know, like, is someone flirting with me? Is someone not flirting with me? I don't actually say, was he flirting with me? I say, am I attractive? And it's a vulnerable moment, I think. But I come out of it feeling more attractive at the end of the joke. Like the audience is aware that I know that I have some attractiveness, but it's also moderated by an amount of money,
Right. And a small, relatively small, not too small amount of money.
Right. It's not just like a drink at a bar attractive, like
Right,
that's like $7 attractive, Yeah.
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 It's like, $46. Like, that's not bad. Oh, so that's a great story. I love the rootedness in reality. And as I mentioned, a bunch of like tags going on there. a bunch of little lines. Yeah. So you've delivered this. You've told this in shows before.
Yeah.
Has it hit? Has it tanked?
It's
Has
been
there been a
almost
time where you
exactly a
killed it?
year since I started this joke, and
Okay.
I tried it in a room full of only women at this like open mic thing that my synagogue does once a year, and it killed, like total slay. And I was like, okay, but that's for women. Like what? Like that's helpful to know that that works for women, but I have to try other places. On my website, actually, there's one of me doing it at an event where there were like 18 poets and then me. And someone said to me once, if any of your jokes work in that space, they're golden, because nobody was expecting comedy at that thing. It did pretty good there. And then I've just like added different pieces over time. But yeah, it's very relatable. And there's something like kind of magical about a person who isn't classically attractive naming, I feel pretty good about myself. It's like everybody is cheering for them, in that moment.
Yeah.
So I think people, I don't know what the male experience of it is, but I believe the female experience is, yeah, rock on, girl. Yeah, you get those earrings,
I think speaking as a male, I think it's hilarious. I'm curious about, well, I almost want to hear like something to the effect of a week later, I take my car to Midas and the dude charges me $300, something like, so another tag or, something to add on there. In this case, you're getting sort of the opposite treatment, right?
Right. Or maybe they give it to me for $254.
Yeah, yeah, something like that. Yeah. So that's another angle to tag on the, or what if one of your kids was with you and it ends up he's just fixing the bike for your kid. I don't know. So those are different angles like that from like the comedian's perspective. I'm wondering how the joke might be punched up or shift or
There's a
adding on.
fear sometimes, though. Do you get this? There's a fear in touching what's great already.
What worked?
I
Yeah,
know. I'm like,
absolutely.
do I want to? Do I want to? But
Yeah.
then, and it's not like I'm ruining it. It wouldn't ruin it. It just might go beyond, But there's, yeah.
It's something you just said, like piqued something in my mind. Like another idea is like you taking your friend back with her kid's bike and seeing how the guy reacts. So also what we're doing right here is like also really vulnerable, right? Opening up your joke to be analyzed heard by another comedian. So I heard at the story level, the joke level, but then another level to sort of open it up and analyze it and see, are there other avenues? That's a really vulnerable thing.
Oh,
like
this is my happy place. I feel great about it.
A lot of people are very protective over their jokes, and I think it's a vulnerable thing. But yeah, for me, I like a real writer's room kind of feel. Like, I don't know. So those are a few things that come to mind. What's your initial reaction to some of those angles? Like, do they
Well, when
immediately
you
feel
said
like
to take my friend back, I wrote take my less pretty friend back.
exactly? That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah, and just see. And then it's like, do I actually have a lot of friends who are prettier than me? No. I'd have to get a friend who's prettier than me and then suggest this bike place.
This could become a whole thing, right? You have a high school reunion or something, or friends fly in to visit you and you take your friends there. This becomes like the place you take all your friends just to see as pretty as you.
But he's the gauge. Like that's the litmus test.
Yes.
Oh yeah. How much money did you save?
Litmus test for all of your friends or whoever.
But they can't know that. Only I know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Or yes, exactly. Your friend doesn't know that. The audience, of course, going to know that.
Right.
Like you're letting them in on that. Or like your enemy, right? You take your enemy there just because you want like he charges them, and then you like walk away like satisfied because you know you're prettier than your enemy, kind of thing.
That's right. Oh, that's rough, Michael. I don't know. That's rough.
But it could be, and it could be a potentially good callback later at the end of the show, like, or the end of the set, right? Like, even if you did crowd work, you could use this, right? After the fact, like, I think I'm going to take this lady to the bike shop with me or something like that, implying that she's not as pretty as you.
Oh, no. Or maybe I think she'll get a really good deal.
Yeah. Or she'll get a good deal. You could use it in a positive way. I think there's a lot that could still flow out of it.
I had a callback with the phrase $46 attractive
Okay.
on a joke I did a while ago about how sometimes people still ask me after having a bunch of children, your belly doesn't always like go back to
Right.
pre having the children. And so there have been times when people have asked me, am I pregnant? And I did this like whole thing about how like I'm such a goddess woman that people even ask me, am I pregnant? Like, and then I answered by saying, no, I'm just $46 attractive. But I have like veered off from doing that joke somewhat recently. I don't know why. Just like things go in phases, But yeah, I did used to, and talking about like how the joke has changed. It's almost exactly what it was when I first started it. But the earrings part like got added, and then the amount of money and how I responded to my husband, all that sort of has shifted. I used to say that I bought these earrings, they were $46, lady math. I just used to say lady move, which some people liked, but the angle that I did for you is like better. So I might just add that in at the very end or something. I sort of took it out. But I have this one recording of a performance where the camera was so close to an audience member that I could hear her throughout the set comment on the jokes. And I haven't like, I haven't like publicized this video. It's just sitting on my phone, like for me to learn from. But I closed on that one. And at the very end, you just hear her go, Lady Matt. I love that. So cute.
I like that as well. That's great. I wonder too, like this could affect you long term, right? Because now you go forward, like your husband buys you a gift, but you're like, this isn't $46. That he doesn't like. You're gauging everything going forward now. It's
Or
like,
less than 46.
yeah, it
Yeah.
becomes like a complex for you almost, right? So yeah, I
Like
don't
I
know.
got you a
Like
gift card to Nordstrom. How much?
$25 gift card to Nordstrom.
You got me two of them, right? Two.
Yeah, right. So the guy at the bike shop thinks I'm worth more than you do. I think there's a lot of potential there for that. That this creates this complex wherein or whereby you gauge every gift you receive or every interaction going forward. Anyways, yeah, I think it's fascinating. It's a good joke and can obviously stand perfectly well as it is with no punch-ups or
It's like good homework. Like, could I get 5 minutes out of this? I
I think you could totally get
probably
5
could.
minutes out.
It's already like a minute
That-
and a half or something. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you could easily get 5 minutes out of this from bringing people back when they come to visit you. It's like be gauged, like how this creates a complex. I mean, you're judging everything by $46. I think you'd easily get 5 minutes out of it. Yeah.
This is good homework, Michael. Good homework. Yeah.
Yeah, right on. Well, that's fun. So, well, let's dive into coming up with some jokes on the spot. So, for those of you watching or listening, I'm gonna show no pressure. We're doing it for fun. I like letting people peek behind the curtains and see just like how two comedians come up with stuff like in real time, what that looks like, what that sounds like, what it feels like. So, all right, if you're watching, I'm just going to take you through a chain of events and how we're going to do this. So if you go to my site, MichaelHalcomb.Live, and by the way, right now I'm on this kick where I'm like, I do a daily blog on my website, but I'm into like theories. So I really love theories. I'm like an academic, I'm a nerd. And so I'm just writing about theories lately and connecting them to stand-up comedy. The most recent one was the Zeigarnik effect, which is pretty interesting. Talks about like building anticipation, how the brain will cling to something unfinished more than it will to something that's finished. Anyway, so all kinds of the IKEA effect, blah, 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 blah.
I think my joke in the beginning when I like pull back and I'm like, I felt pretty good, but it's not.
Yes.
They know it's not done. And they're like, what's next?
Yes, exactly. You masterfully created that anticipation. Like I was waiting for a punch there. You didn't give it to me, which like now you've like built more of the anticipation. Absolutely. It's precisely what it is.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
So, and then the IKEA effect, that's a pretty interesting one. The idea that if we build something, no matter whether it's well done or crappy, we tend to value it more than other people. And so as comedians, like, we build these jokes, we construct these jokes, and sometimes we have a hard time letting go of them because we built them.
Yeah.
Even if they're
or like if you leave something out of a set and you get off stage and you're like, Why was I a minute under? Dang, I forgot the one about blah, blah, blah. Nobody else cares.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm in this like right now where I'm writing about theories. But so if you go to MichaelHalcomb.Live and scroll down under the social tab, you'll see the Joke Writers Lab. And if you click that link, a new site is going to pop up. And I've just created a bunch of joke writing exercises. And we're going to spend, I don't know, 5-10 minutes just coming up with some jokes on the spot. So if you click jokes from headlines, that's what you get. We'll see that in a minute. Jokes from cliches, lists, fallacies, rhetoric structures, so on and so forth. Let's do the jokes from headlines. And what I've created here is a dynamic news prompt generator. So if I hit the generate prompt
You are
button,
forcing me into the political conversation, Michael.
Sorry. It might not be a political headline. We can skip political ones.
Maybe it'll be like the style section. That's my favorite section. Or obits.
Hey.
Obits? Can we do obits?
It gives me a prompt. I don't know what it's going to give me. I have it connected to like 4, 5, 6 different websites, and it pulls headlines today.
And they're all Fox News?
No, it's like a bunch of different websites. No. So if I hit generate prompt, okay, so who will Israelis blame if the Gaza ceasefire breaks down, right? So Church of England rejects fully independent safeguarding, whatever the heck that means.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, I know. Here's another one about Palestinians from Gaza, and so on and so forth.
This is a really good exercise because just so your audience knows, I don't do political jokes. I'm like really far. I have one, and it's more about my dad. This is good. It's a good challenge. It's a brain challenge. It's good.
A reason you stay away from political? Is it just too charged? Is it you just don't like it? What's the reason there?
I don't feel knowledgeable enough.
Okay.
Yeah, to like really stand there and do that. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, fair enough. Well, here's one. Elon Musk's financial disclosure will not be made public.
That's like an oxymoron. Doesn't a financial disclosure mean you've disclosed information?
Yeah, so this seems interesting, right? Because he's got this whole thing going where they're disclosing information about USAID and all sorts of things. So I don't know if we can write jokes about this, but I'm going to hit start and see.
Great. We get a minute?
Yeah, we get 1 minute. I always say, we're comedians, we're on a clock. And when you're on stage, you're on a clock, your time. So good to write on the clock sometimes too. So you want to go first or you want me to go first?
Yeah, but I already started writing, so I'm cheating.
All right.
Or are we just saying them?
We'll just say them.
Oh, just say them. Okay.
But you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I got one.
Okay. All right. Go. What's your Elon Musk's financial disclosure will not be made public.
So this way he can lie about it.
Elon Musk's financial disclosure will not be made public. Musk reports that he does, however, plan to send his financials to Mars.
Great. But his wife's makeup budget will?
But his wife's makeup
Does he have a wife?
I think so. He's on like 3 or 4 or something.
Oh,
like
but
that.
all his will?
But all his alimonies will. Elon Musk's financial disclosure will not be made public. So he's now fits well with the Democrats or something like that.
Nice. Unless the judge demands it, which we will promptly ignore.
Yeah, exactly. Very good. So you did well. Let's try a different. So we have jokes from cliches. This one's kind of interesting and it's very similar. We just hit generate cliche and it's going to give us a random cliche out of thousands. So like, here's one: time is running out. Or
you have this set up so every time anyone clicks on something, you get a cut? Because you should do that.
I get a cut? No, I don't get anything. Yeah.
This is magic, this website. This is really excellent database work.
I appreciate that. Yeah, so here's thousands of cliches, the darling buds of May. And all we're doing, you can lead a horticulture, but you can't make it think. I have no idea.
You can lead a horse to water, I thought.
Yeah, they take by storm. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to hit start writing challenge. Take by storm.
Something about Stormy Daniels. Does she fit in there?
Take by storm. Yeah, what would the Stormy Daniels one be? Take by storm. Well, this one's tough.
What's the opposite of take? Take by storm, but give.
There you go. That's a nice parallels. And take by storm. Yeah. Give by what?
Drought?
Say it again.
Drought? That's not funny. It's a thing. Is taking by storm like kicking ass and taking names? Is that the same thing?
It could be. I was going to go more literal on a joke here. Take by storm what Ukraine did with the aid for North Carolina.
Okay.
So something there.
Yeah.
You remember when Helene hit North Carolina?
Yeah.
North Carolina didn't get anything, but that same week, like billions of dollars were going to Ukraine.
Wow.
So I was thinking of something along those lines.
Yeah.
Quite storm. So this one was hard.
Also seems related to the destruction of FEMA.
Yeah. Yes. Let's do another one. Clear as a bell. I don't like spread the word. A sight for sore eyes. Let's go. All right. Timer's on. A sight for sore eyes. Maxine Waters.
What?
Okay. I was going to say Maxine Waters. Anytime she's on TV, Maxine Waters, a politician. You were going to say something about your aunt.
My bed is sometimes a sight for sore eyes. Just like my pillow. Just yes. I'm like so happy you exist. You know, I get to come to you later tonight.
Sight for sore eyes. I want to do a joke
After
about blindness.
hanging out with teenagers, my 8-year-old is sometimes a sight for sore eyes.
For sore eyes. Sight for sore eyes. Yeah, Washington, D.C. I'm thinking of like monuments now. Like, what's that? The Arch in St. Louis. You could actually do a triple there. A sight for sore eyes, right? The Arch in St. Louis, the Grand Canyon, the White House. Some kind of triple there. Build up to the White House.
The concept of this one is that the thing you're looking at is like a relief, right? A beautiful, that's what it's like a compliment, right? You're a sight for sore eyes, like is a compliment, right?
Or if you flip it, it's a sight that makes your eyes sore, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's the kind of angle I was going on.
Yeah.
So interesting. Let's try another one. Let's try a different. I am very curious. I want to see if you can do this. Now, I had somebody, a guy comedian named Ian Shippen. He had a hard time with this one because he's just such a nice guy.
Yeah. I'm a nice guy.
You're very nice. You're a nice person. So this roast image. So this just pops up an image of somebody.
Am I supposed to know who that is?
No. It's a random image. It could even just be an AI generated image. This is pulling from images. It might not even be a real human, right? So, but we just roast this person that we're seeing for a minute.
Wow.
So
that's so hard. It's so hard. Oh my God. This is such a challenge. Okay. Is he wearing earrings?
He is wearing earrings. Yes.
I don't think gold is his color.
The $46 earring.
Yeah. Gold is not his color. That's not.
Gold is not his color.
Need something to match that. Oh my God, this is so hard.
Gold is not his color, but sweat is definitely his smell.
Wow.
His favorite color is
peach fuzz.
Gold is not his color. More like a curry yellow.
I can't. My liberal brain is fighting this project. Try to style his hair before his wedding. That's
his wife gave him those black eyes.
And the balding head.
He looks like he's got two black eyes there.
I know.
What is it? A monk? Like a Buddhist monk?
Where is this light coming from that his eyes have so much shadow? Is it like really concave deep in the eyes? Oh my God, we're going to get in so much trouble right now.
Or not. I was wondering how you do on this one. Let's generate a different one. We'll get
give me a white person, please. Give me a white person. I feel safe. Feel safer. His fingers got cut off.
Let's see.
He's like, can I wear my wedding ring on my stump?
He's like, what? Something about like, guess where this pinky's been?
Oh God.
Take a whiff of this pinky.
He's like, hang 10. A shark got my fingers. Is hang 10 is this, right? Is that?
Yeah, hang 10 is the shock.
Oh, we're missing. Oh, it's like I love you in sign language. What's the deal with the
rock on?
Like a longhorn thing, maybe?
Yeah.
Rock on. Oh my God, it looks like he's about to pick his nose.
Longhorn, short fingers. Or you know what they say about short fingers? So some interesting.
Harder to your boogers.
It looks like he did have you seen this where somebody like licks those two fingers and then they do this to their eyebrows?
Yeah, that other guy needed that.
So, all right, here's one I like too.
How did I do?
I did all right. You're friendly.
Do not hire me for your roast show, Michael.
All right, so this is all right. What I did here was I took thousands of jokes that have already been like real people's jokes, like that have already been told.
Yes.
And
you make a new premise to their punchline?
Yes, exactly. A new setup. So this one's hard. This one's tough, right? So we have their punchline, but we're trying to come up with the setup to the punchline. Right?
Yeah.
So here's a punchline, right? Especially if the 4 seconds is preceded by the phrase, I got the tests back. So in this case, we have a minute to come up with a setup to throw in there.
Yeah.
Right?
The longest 4 seconds of your life.
Yeah.
Something
longest
is
four-
the longest 4 seconds of your life, especially if they're preceded by the phrase, I got the tests back, right?
Yes, exactly. Wow. Yeah, this one's tough.
And when my husband said to me, it's true. No. And when my husband said to me, I told you he's not mine, but it doesn't lead directly. We're missing a sentence. Have you ever?
The longest 4 seconds ever in the drive-through. The worst 4 seconds of my life was hearing the drive-through person at Arby's or something like that. That's just the 4. It's tough. I want to switch to the other one. I haven't done much with this one. Let's try this one. This one.
Was that the same thing?
Finish the setup.
Okay.
This one's easier.
Yeah, because it's like chronological.
Yeah, there's a new social network that's been created just for senior citizens.
Yeah. It's called what?
How do I turn this on again? Age book.
It's called I Can't Find My Wallet. It's called
Instagramma.
Cute. Yeah, that was a cute one. It's called Wrinkle Book. It's called social network. It's called physical therapy. Appointments at your after your hip surgery. It's social network. I used to be a geriatric social worker. That was my life.
Nice. Let's see.
Wait, go back to Bernie. Can you go back?
I can't. I do need a back arrow. Sorry about
There's
that.
no back.
You said no politics, so
Yeah, but that was Bernie. He's like,
all right, let's see. iPhone 6. Oh gosh.
wow.
Some of these
This
are
is not
really
set up for
Yeah, some of these are inappropriate. Again, these are somebody's setups to jokes that somebody's already told.
A 100-year-old tortoise named Diego has now fathered over 800 offspring, which brings him just shy of, who's that Nick guy?
Nick Cannon.
Yeah, right. And at this pace, Nick Cannon will beat him in about 3 years.
A 100-year-old tortoise named Diego has now fathered over 800 offspring. His wife Dora is jealous.
And he stopped sending them $5 checks every time it was their birthday.
He's really come out of his shell.
No, nice. Yes. And he doesn't remember single one of their names. And 799 of them keep hearing about, well, the first one was born and the first one learned to walk.
I keep fighting over who the middle child is.
That was my favorite.
That's a fun one. Yeah, that's a fun one.
That was my favorite.
Yeah, we can wrap it up there. That's pretty funny. This is fun. I love doing this with comedians. Great times.
We definitely had to warm up a little bit. We had to warm up.
Yeah.
It was like a process to get.
The one is hard trying to recreate the setup, like retroactively create the setup. That's tough.
Yeah, because it could have been like 5 sentences to get to all that information,
So, well, for those of you guys watching, if you missed part 1, go check that out. Check out also Carmiya Weinraub.com.
This is the third time you said my name correctly. You get gold stars.
The creator of @Interfaith Comedy. You can also follow her at Carmiya.U on Instagram, and she's got some upcoming shows, so you can check those out as well. But Carmiya, this has been really fun. Thanks for coming on and sharing jokes and stories. I've had a blast, so I hope you have too. So
thank you so much. Have a good afternoon.
Yeah. Friends, we are going to wrap it up there and say we hope that helps.
It's all messed up, yeah. Everything's messed up. We're going from this mess up to the next setup. Everything seems so messed up, but it's just our setup.